Have you ever been inspired by a photograph of a hairstyle, been so excited about it that you've taken it into the salon, show your hairdresser, and she goes, I don't know about that. And you're thinking, well, I want to look like that or a version of that. And something happens in the translation, right? Well, today I'm going to talk to you about proportion. We're going way beyond face shape. So no matter what your age is, and no matter what your face shape, whether it's on the round or the angular side, these principles apply. So are you ready? You want to learn? Grab yourself a cocktail and let's begin. So what we're going to look at first of all is the law of thirds and how that plays out. So this is a hairstyle I created, and as you can see, beautiful model, and she's got a lovely facial frame, and we've closed down zone number 1. But let's move on. What I want to also talk to you about is when it's face shape versus body type. So when we're looking at that, when I'm designing a hairstyle, I use the collarbone as the cutoff point. So everything from collarbone above is going to influence your face shape. Everything from collarbone and below is going to impact your body type. So in another one of my videos, I'm going to go over body type in relationship to hairstyle. And that I think you'll find super exciting. But let's stay on purpose here. And the whole goal today is to look at how to balance the face shape, right? So here we have our law of 3, the law of thirds, and you can see the proportion there. And obviously, zone 3 is looking a little bit longer because her head's tilted back. So when we look at her face shape, of course, it's gorgeous. One of the things that's important is to understand depth. And you can see here, I've elevated the hair around the face to give a little bit more length to the face, which begs to question, when you're now going to do what I'd like you to do, we take our hair away, woo, 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 and we go 1, 2, 3. So we keep our fingers still. So do it with me and grab a mirror. 1, 2, and 3. So my face is quite well proportioned, although the top of my forehead, I think, looks like an egg. So I do like softness around my face, but because I have softness around my face, I like my sides to lift, and I like to lift up because, yeah, I'm an old girl, but I'm still want to look good, right? So let's get back to the subject, shall we? Talking about the law of 1, 2, and 3. Are you with me? Okay, let's get back into our subject matter. So you can see here that if I do a little elevation and lift the hair off of the face, I can. If you've got a short forehead, that is a really beautiful way to lengthen the forehead. So does that make sense? And please do write your comments in the comment section so I can answer any questions that you may have. So here we have a really nice example of the hair closed versus open. So many of you may be thinking, oh, should I wear a fringe, Viv? Well, it all goes back again to the law of 1, 2, and 3. And you have to, when I'm working on a client, I call it voguing around the face. And I vogue around the face and I show it closed, I show lifting, I show asymmetry. And I do this so I can see what will happen if I lift up. Very cute, right? And what will happen if I look and bring my hair down this way. So I vogue around the face to understand, should the fringe go in or should it not? And I always go back to my law of 1, 2, and 3. You got it by now, haven't you? Right, so let's move on. So you can see, beautiful hairstyle. And now what I have here is closing the face, but adding the volume to lift. And what do I mean by that? So we've closed the face down, but there's volume through the sides of the hairstyle. And you can see again that we're still working on the principle of the law of 3 as we go through. So that's another really good example. So what the takeaway here is, I want you to measure 1, 2, and 3 and decide whether closing your face adds more beauty or whether you should open based on each of those principles being even. Okay, does that make sense? Right. So let's look at this gorgeous lady. So when I was working with this lady, you can see we started off with a longer hairstyle, then we went into a short hairstyle. But you can see the curtain fringe, the closing of the face works its best when the client has very strong angular structure or width. So think of the hair as a set of curtains, right? It's closing the picture or it's opening the picture, and you can open and close this way and you can open and close this way. So you've always got to think about what is really the best thing for you. So let's dive in again to our principle of the law of three. So here we have the idea of, again, working with our law of three, but this time we add the fourth, which is the neck, and we want each of them to be equally proportioned. So here you can see the forehead is very well balanced to the nose, to the jawline, and through to the neck. So that's how I measure the face to determine how much I should open or close the face. But let's take a good example here with Kelly Osbourne. You can see she's got something very interesting going on. She's got a shorter forehead, and she's got a little bit more length in zone 2. And zone 3 is the longest. So a beautiful lady, very playful, very creative. So you can see here you've got the choice of either closing and disguising the fringe area, and that's very important. You're closing it and hiding the fact that the forehead is short, or you lift up and lift up so you give the illusion of the forehead being longer. I hope that makes sense for you. Does it make sense? Ah, the penny is dropping, right? Good, good. So these are very, very important principles that I follow when I'm designing. So basically, another thing I'd like to leave you with today is that when we're designing to the face shape, so this lovely lady, I just played around with her parting. I moved it to the left, I did a center parting, I did elevation, I gave her a bouffant, I closed everything down. So at the end of the day, every design that I do, whether it's on a model for a fashion show, a photo shoot, or a client, I'm always looking at beauty first, in terms of balance and proportion. And then I add the fashion element afterwards. I add the personality and the lifestyle aspect to it after. And that helps me always stay true to classic proportion, because beauty is a science and there's a science to the beauty. So if you've enjoyed today, just let me know in the comments, and do watch out for my series on face shape design, giving you some really great tips. And for hairdressers watching, what I would like to share with you is that I have a website called VivienneMackinder.com. And for my dear hairdressers, if you want to learn more about how to create magic for your clients, do visit Who is Sitting in Your Chair, because it's a course with a very deep dive into understanding face shape, fashion, and design. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now. Bye.